Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
WZMQ 19, CBS, Marquette.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, concerns over air travel grows as the Trump administration fires hundreds of probationary workers. We'll have the latest from Washington, D.C. Plus, we'll hear how the Michigan Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity is planning to use the over $2 billion they're receiving in next year's budget. And the UP Health System is expanding their mental health services. We'll go over what they're adding. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Checking these out for the night plane here from Marquette. Temperatures will slowly be falling as skies start to clear out here. The winds will die down as well, dropping into the lower teens. But after that, we're looking at a nice warm up. But for now, we still have a cold night here. And even along the Wisconsin border, temperatures will be back down into the single digits with generally partly cloudy skies overall for the night. As mentioned, a warm up is in store. We'll talk more on that later in the show. Kevin?
Tom, thank you. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, is one of the most recent targets for the Trump administration's federal downsizing efforts. The White House says those who perform critical safety functions were not fired. However, as WZMQ 19 News Washington, D.C. correspondent Brendan Scanlon reports, many Democrats are raising concerns given recent air tragedies.
After a recent string of high-profile aviation disasters, intensified calls to improve the nation's air traffic control. Those calls come amid drastic cuts to the federal workforce.
And we're trying to make our government smaller but much stronger. And we have tremendous bureaucracy, but it's happening. A lot of people are leaving.
Some worry it's a recipe for more tragedies.
They are pouring fuel on a fire.
New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is concerned about the administration's decision to fire hundreds of what she calls critical Federal Aviation Administration employees, including safety inspectors and maintenance mechanics.
These terminations occurred despite the fact that the FAA has faced enormous staffing shortages for many years.
Gillibrand now seeking more answers about the terminations in a letter to Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy on Thursday.
We need those answers now.
This week, the White House said that no air traffic controllers nor any professionals who perform critical safety functions were terminated. According to Secretary Duffy, less than 400 were let go, and they were all probationary, meaning they had been hired less than a year ago. 0 air traffic controllers and critical safety personnel were let go. Duffy also said he is working to deliver state-of-the-art air travel with a world-class air traffic control system, saying the need for immediate improvement to our safety infrastructure is long overdue. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
At the state capitol, Michigan's Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity is set to receive over $2 billion in the next fiscal year budget. Leaders with the department are traveling around the state to collect feedback from business leaders on how to use those funds. Alongside the capital area Michigan Works, Leo's director talked about the needs of workers in the Michigan workforce, focusing on removing barriers like housing, transportation, and childcare that keep people from holding stable employment. Leo is bringing the feedback to the legislature as they begin work on the 2026 fiscal year budget.
We look at our labor force participation rate. We know we need to bring more people off the sidelines. We want more people participating in our economy.
We'll have more on the department's goals for the 2026 budget at 11:10 Central. Lawmakers are working hard to come up with an agreement on new Earned Sick Time Act with a midnight deadline. In July, the Michigan Supreme Court reversed changes to the state's tipped wage and sick time laws, setting in motion a Friday, February 21st date for the old 2018 law to kick in. Both the House and the Senate are planning to work late tonight to pass a new law before the 2018 statute sets in, but lawmakers are stuck in negotiations to outline the number of required sick time hours and small business exemptions.
There will be an absolute crisis across the state of Michigan if we don't get a deal today. And so I just want you to know, House Republicans, are working in good faith to solve this problem so we can avert this crisis.
Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy is following lawmakers as they negotiate those bills. We'll have an update later tonight. NMU's Forrest Roberts Theater is hosting the Peak 25 Conference. It's a two-day professional development conference focusing on breakthroughs in research, entrepreneurship, and collaboration. The conference features internationally recognized keynote speakers like Deborah Amato, who is an innovator in the aerospace industry. Other topics include how to pitch an idea, outdoor innovation, and design workshops.
Endless possibilities is the term that I love to use, and Peak is all about that. When you come here, there is no limits. It really is about dreaming and being inspired and connecting, but we like to make sure that our innovation meets implementation. So we want people to dream and have these great thoughts and big ideas.
The Peak 25 conference runs through tomorrow. The UP Health System has expanded on their mental health services. The Mental Health Intensive Outpatient Program aims to offer structured, evidence-based group therapy for adults 18 and older dealing with mental health challenges. The IOP is designed for people transitioning from inpatient care or those requiring more support than what standard one-on-one outpatient therapy offers.
This is the first in-person IOP program. It's something that's common in more populated areas, so the fact that we are bringing it to the UP is a huge benefit for our community.
The program offers care from a team of licensed therapists, social workers, and healthcare professionals. We'll have more on that program tonight at 11:10 Central. Your first morning weather forecast with Tom DeVecchio is after the break. He'll go over how much longer we'll be able to enjoy these warmer temperatures. And the Delta Conservation District is beginning a new series with area breweries. We'll tell you what education they're trying to provide after this.
We don't turn our power over to anyone.
Tonight, we bury your influence over my family.
I will be making Dale pay.
We're getting married tomorrow!
You didn't make me, and your father didn't make me either.
Welcome to Fairmont Crest.
Beyond the Gates. New daytime series premieres CBS Monday.
Update your home with new GE appliances from Kirkish Furniture and Houghton. GE appliances are built to last, have print-resistant finishes, and offer high performance with energy efficiency. Kirkish has a large selection for both kitchen and laundry. Free delivery and 0% financing.
Gambling can be fun, but if you don't set limits, you could get in too deep. For more tips that will help, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget,
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
It's Shunk's Big Winter Sale. It's that time of year when you spend more time on your sofa, more time on your recliner, and more time in bed. During Shunk's Big Winter Sale, you'll save on the furniture you need. There's big discounts on all Flex Steel furniture, like this leather Flex Steel Power Reclining Groups, 55% off. And there's big savings on Lazy Boy recliners, over 35 different models to choose from, and they're all on sale. They start at just $449. Shop Shunk's Big Winter Sale at both locations for big discounts. Shop Shunk's Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Our headlines for the UP here. It looks like we get some sunshine as we head on toward Friday after clearing skies for tonight. And as we mentioned earlier in the show, temperatures will start to moderate. And we'll have a bit of a mixed bag of precipitation for next week. As we've been saying, these mild temperatures will actually kind of hang around for a bit. And hey, countdown to spring, not too far away, 28 days as the spring equinox comes in. It's Latin for equal day and night. Technically, it's not exactly equal, but we're looking at a little less than a month now before we finally get into that spring. Of course, meteorological spring comes on March 1st, so if you go by the meteorological calendar, spring is literally just around the corner. In the meantime, the winds will be dying down. That will tend to ease the wind chill factors that we've had. We've had some cold ones here. It was only 2 days ago we had wind chills down into the -20s. Winds do pick up later in the day on Friday, but that means some mild air comes in. Real gusty winds, as you can see, just off the western shores. And here's what we expect as far as wind chills go. We're still cold. I mean, you see single digits here. So this is hardly spring weather. It's just comparatively milder than what we have had of late. And then as we go on through Friday, the wind chills, as the temperatures goes up, wind chills will be dropping more into the teens to near 20. So we are inching a little bit higher into some milder air. As for the futurecast into tonight, generally mostly cloudy skies that will clear as we head toward daybreak. That leads to some decent sunshine for tomorrow, as you can see, with, again, some modification of those temperatures. And we will continue with some clear skies for Saturday night. Or for Friday night, then into Saturday. Clouds may start to thicken up a bit again, which could lead to a little bit of light mix on Sunday, but not really much expected here. So lows will be dropping teens here in Marquette and in the single digits for those of you closer toward the Wisconsin border. That'll lead to some decent sunshine for tomorrow. And yeah, it might just hit 30 here in Marquette. A good sign of things to come. Most everyone else upper 20s to around 30 degrees. Enjoy the nice weather for the end of the week. And then into the weekend, we should finally get above freezing by Sunday, maybe even Saturday. We'll keep Saturday dry. Sunday, a couple of flakes. You can see only 20% chance, so pretty small here. And then we could get into a wet mix as we head on toward Monday and into the day Tuesday. But again, these chances are relatively small. But temperatures stay on the mild side right on through the middle of next week.
Tom, thank you. The Delta Conservation District is launching a new event series to educate the community on conservation. Conservation on Tap will take place at local breweries and cover a range of topics. The series begins on March 13th with a Composting 101 at Saunders Point Brewing in Gladstone. A produce safety technician will discuss how to compost on both large and small scales, proper materials, and the benefits of composting.
Composting is staying local at its finest because it comes from the ground, you use it, and it's going back into the ground, and it's your local ground. So it's the best way to really be local and support local.
Tickets for Composting 101 are limited and cost $15. Admission includes a compost bucket and one drink ticket. You can visit our website to register. Coming up on Insights, an annual ski jump competition returns to Iron Mountain tomorrow. We'll hear what level of competition there will be and what spectators should keep in mind. That conversation's in 2 minutes.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the Better Business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
My moderate to severe plaque psoriasis held me back, but now with Skyrizi, I'm all in. Thanks to Skyrizi, I saw dramatically clearer skin, and many even achieved 100% clear skin.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
With Skyrizi, nothing on my skin means everything. Ask your dermatologist about Skyrizi today.
Welcome to Car Breakdowns 101. I'm your Professor Ice-T. If your car is out of warranty, a car breakdown could eat you alive. Look at that car. The transmission alone could cost you $3,000. And that engine? How much do you love your kidneys? Don't even get me started on the computer system. That's a small fortune. Do what I did and call CarShield. They get expensive car repairs taken care of so you don't have to. Class dismissed.
Call 800-859-0084.
WZMQ 19 seeks a talented and dynamic multimedia account executive who thrives in a fast-paced working environment. Passionate, motivated, goal-oriented individuals should apply. Responsibilities include identifying the needs of local businesses, developing strong relationships, selling advertising on our TV, digital, and CTV platforms. Email your resume and cover letter to advertising@WZMQ19.com today. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. This weekend, the annual FIS Continental Cup Pine Mountain Ski Jump returns. Joining us on Insights tonight is the director of the Foreign Ski Tour, Susie Fox. Susie, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a big weekend coming up for us.
For sure. So tell us what's to come. Let's start with tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. Tomorrow we're going to have, for the first time ever, the Kiwanis Ski Club is going to host 4 competitions in one weekend. And tomorrow is when that additional competition is going to take place. We are making up for an event that was weathered out in Germany. So our competition tomorrow will start at approximately 1 o'clock, but there will be some jumping prior to that.
Sure. What is the level of competition of these competitors coming in, Susie?
So this is called the Continental Cup, which is one level below World Cup. But everybody kind of gets the two mixed up because Continental Cup jumpers are trying to gain enough points to get to World Cup. World Cup jumpers have to keep enough points to stay there. So very often jumpers fluctuate back and forth throughout the year. So we will, in fact, have some World Cup jumpers here. But these guys are great. It'll be a great show.
Excellent, excellent. How are the slopes looking?
Well, I tell you, the International Ski Federation officials examine the hill. They have to before every weekend competition. And usually we've got a checklist of things that we need to change or just make a little better. And there was nothing on the hit list this year. They said it is perfect.
All right, good deal, good deal. As for the spectators, what should they know when they're coming to check everything out?
Well, as a spectator, I can tell you that we do have some general admission parking. When you pull in the main driveway, you would turn left, and it's near the back of the lot. We also have a shuttle running from Bay College on Saturday from 10 until 1. And that will bring you here to the complex, drop you off right at the main gate, and it will bring you back anytime between 3 and 5, running every 30 minutes. There's only a $5 charge for the shuttle ride. You can bring your tailgating supplies with you, but in addition, you get $40 worth of coupons good at local restaurants. So it's really a good deal, and it helps take some pressure off the parking lot.
Yeah, sounds like it, definitely. What kind of crowds are we expecting for the ski jump?
Well, I tell you, today there was supposed to be some practice jumping so Thursday, and the wind was a little extreme at the takeoff, but the parking lot still had probably 1,000 people in it. So for Friday, with it being a competition, I would guess we'll have 3,000 people. Saturday, probably 10,000 people, and then Sunday, I would say 5,000 to 6,000 people. So great crowd is expected.
All right, excellent. Susie, what's your favorite part of the ski jump tournament coming up this weekend?
You know, it's the appreciation that our ski jumping fans have for the event that we put on, because it takes a lot of work. The Kiwanis Ski Club is an organization of all volunteers. A lot of us are not as young as we used to be, but we still pull it off. And so it's the appreciation they receive. It's hearing the horns honk and knowing that it is something that, as far as the tailgating and things like that, that they don't see in Europe. In Europe, very often they will have grandstands, but Continental Cup in Europe, the crowds are maybe 1,000 people at tops. So we exceed every Continental Cup in the world. We've been voted the #1 Continental Cup in the world for the last 3 years by the nations, and our crowds even rival some of the World Cup that goes on in Europe. So, I mean, that's one of the great things. It's also a matter of, you know, I said this to someone earlier, that you work so hard for something. I've even found myself when it's all over on Sunday evening with tears in my eyes because you're exhausted, but you're grateful. So.
Excellent. All right, Susie, thanks so much for coming on with us today. We're going to have our reporters there providing some coverage over the weekend, and can't wait. Appreciate you, Susie.
Well, we're going to have 10 countries here and 43 jumpers, so they're going to see a great show, maybe a new Hill record, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Sounds like it. Thanks so much, Susie. Mike Ludlum has your sports headlines when we come back. NMU and Michigan Tech men's basketball face off once again tonight. We'll have a preview on that, and Mike breaks down the highlights from last night's regional hockey matchup between Houghton and Hancock. We'll be back in just a couple minutes.
The White House says it's targeting waste and abuse in the government.
So why cut workers who just started at their jobs? Tonight on the CBS Evening News.
I'm Maddie. People assume I'm a harmless old lady. Morning, y'all. Anybody want a muffin? Could I have some apple juice? It's my blood sugar.
I'll be right back.
What else is going on? Nothing. So I can tell by your body language. That's a lie. What lie? I know we can win this. Best to listen to her in these moments.
Matlock is all new CBS tonight, 9/8 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
If you are suffering from mesothelioma, lung cancer, or pulmonary fibrosis, you may be entitled to compensation, even if you smoked. Call Detroit-based Goldberg, Persky & White, working lawyers for working people for more than 35 years.
The UP 200 was a race to remember, and 19 News had you covered. All the highlights, top finishers, and behind-the-scenes moments you saw nowhere else. The stories, the champions, the thrill. Only on 19 News, your top source for UP 200 action.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to
spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Tonight's sports is brought to you by the Window Store.
Give your home a fresh new look with our energy-efficient windows and stylish doors. And here's a deal you won't want to miss. For a limited time, when you buy 3 windows or doors, you'll get 1 free. That's right, buy 3, get 1 free. Don't wait. This offer ends February 28th. Call today and start transforming your home with the Window Store. Quality windows, doors, and unbeatable savings. Only at the Window Store.
Good evening, everyone. Chapter 2 of this year's Northern Michigan Tech basketball story is tonight at the Student Development Complex in Houghton. NMU men's head coach Matt Makerzak says every team in the conference should be worried about the Huskies because Marcus Tomashik is getting help he needs for Tech to be successful.
They're getting rewarded for their collective sticking together, staying together. Hobson, is coming off the bench as a senior when he was a second-team all-conference player and hasn't missed a beat. Does that make those shots and plays go in? I think so. You kind of go, oh, that dude's earned that and deserves it. And, our goal is to deserve it on Thursday.
Neither one of us really got to see what the Tech Northern game was going to look like. I mean, sometimes that happens in sports where everything goes right one way and everything goes wrong the other way, and that's what happened. We just blitzed them for a half, and after that it just wasn't a normal basketball game. They've switched some things up a little bit. They're bigger, they're really attacking the glass. They're a veteran group. They're big, strong, they're defending well, they're rebounding well, and it's going to be a battle.
Tip-off should be around 7:30 or a few minutes after the women's contest. Lake Superior State is home tonight to face Wisconsin Parkside. 2 former Upper Peninsula girls basketball players earned College Conference of the Week honors last weekend. Menominee grad Anna Axtell for Bay College was the Michigan Community College Athletic Association Northern Conference Player of the Week. For the Lady Norse, she averaged 26.5 points and 7 rebounds in a pair of wins. The Lady Norse are 17-9 and host Delta Community College on Saturday. Also, Negaunee grad Natalie Bartle is the State College of New York Athletic Conference Player of the Week. Bartle averaged 17.5 points, 5.5 boards, and other good stuff, and leading the Canton Roos to a 2-0 week in the league. The Roos clinched a playoff berth in their first season in the conference. An Upper Peninsula Sports Hall of Famer from the Copper Country has died. Don Matson helped the Chassell boys basketball team win 3 straight Class D state titles from 1956 through 58. He scored more than 1,700 points with the Panthers. He was named to the 1958 All-State Dream Team. In 1989, he was inducted into the UP Sports Hall of Fame, and in 2020, he was commemorated with Don Matson Way in Chassell. He was married for 62 years. He was the owner of Matson's Carpet Creations for over 30 years. A private funeral service will be held for the family. Don Matson was 84 years old. The NMU swimming and diving teams are in Holland, Michigan this week for the GLIAC Championships. As a combined team, the Wildcats are third behind Grand Valley State and Wayne State. The men's 200 freestyle relay team posted the fastest time in the country this year yesterday at 1 minute, 17.76 seconds. NMU head coach Heidi Voigt says there's plenty of strategy that goes into this meet.
The nice thing about swimming is we're able to actually enter them in 5 events, but they can only swim 4 individual races. So we can kind of look and see how they feel and maybe scratch one when we get down there. So some people we do enter in 5 and just kind of see where things lie and maybe look and see what other teams are swimming, you know, try to guess some what other people are going to do and where our best shots are.
The event runs through Saturday. And state hockey regionals began last night in Division III. Hancock met Houghton. Gremlins scored first in the second period as Brody Donnelly deflected a soft shot by Jack Rudick into the net just 18 seconds into the period for a 1-0 lead. Donnelly ended up with a hat trick. The Gremlins won 5-3. Houghton will meet Jeffers in the regional final next Tuesday. Jeffers eliminated Calumet 4-1 last night. And Kevin will be right back.
The UP 200 is wrapped, and one station captured all the excitement. From the thrilling final stretch to the stories behind the finish line, 19 News had all the interviews with top finishers, mushers, and their amazing teams. The weather cooperated for the highs, the challenges, and the unforgettable moments from Michigan's premier sled dog race. 19 News, the best coverage and most complete UP 200 coverage. 19 News, your trusted source for the UP 200 race.
What happens when the world's best journalists come together?
This was an entire building. It will take years to rebuild.
We're from CBS News, American television.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
This is home. It's our town, it's our song. This is home. This is where we belong. This is home. Yeah. This is home.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
She's very frank.
You should never start anything you're not prepared to finish.
Compassionate.
I see a family that still loves each other, and I'm glad to see it.
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
As you check things out weather-wise here, a lot of clouds this evening will gradually clear out as we head on toward daybreak. These will be higher type clouds. And that will lead to some sunshine for Friday. Southerly winds will help boost our highs as well before the clouds start to thicken up again for Saturday morning, but no real big any kind of precipitation is expected. Lows dropping single digits and teens for tonight. Partly sunny tomorrow with high temperatures approaching 30 degrees. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thanks once again. Finally tonight, a new record store has opened in Marquette with an inventory of music and memories. The Emporium on South 3rd Street is part record shop, part boutique, and part pop culture museum. The brainchild of music aficionado and pop culture expert John Teichman, the Emporium is not just a music shop, but a repository of the past. He describes the items in the Emporium as artifacts, pieces of Americana, and a conduit to a specific time in our lives.
Really something for everybody. Certainly we have a lot of new and used, gently used vinyl records, CDs, cassette tapes, VHS, DVDs, T-shirts, stickers, jewelry, original art, books, a little bit of everything.
The Emporium is at 816 North 3rd Street in Marquette. That's all the time we have for right now, folks. More coming at you tonight at 11:10 Central. We'll see you then.